Let me see here. Final Fantasy player-run nightclub has rented several billboards in the United States to advertise their next event. That's the post. So here we go. I want to confirm here. I want to absolutely confirm here that this is real, right? Before I make any comments about this, this is real. Rain Nightclub presents Summer Bash. So they actually have like DJs and their Twitch names on this event. You know what I find to be so fucking funny about this? Is the fact that people were shitting on this, as far as I know. People were shitting on this. And it's actually going to make this event like probably one of the biggest events in Final Fantasy ever. Like, it's going to be fucking massive now because everybody's talking about it. Yeah, they got banned. I don't wait, they got banned? Wait, no way. No fucking way they got banned. Let me see over here. All right, we're going to go through this. From a quick glance at the 50+ Final Fantasy Discords I'm in, these guys are going to get ass blasted by Square's legal team or straight up banned because they're using mods for ad image, including data mined summer swimmer outfits that are not out yet, and ERP/not safe for work content within the Discord server. Apparently, there's a Discord emote that's coded to create a false Trojan horse warning on your computer as well. Wait, what? I'm not going anywhere near this server. I'm just to ward them out. I don't know about that. Like, that sounds crazy. I don't know what the fuck that means. There should be already went out of his way months ago talk about the problem with data mining content and using mods. Most of Twitter retweets and majority of Final Fantasy associates are just facepalming right now, thinking how bad all of this could be. We just dropped 14K to see Square Enix come ban us. Update. From what I've seen as well, their Discord and team are actively silencing people calling out their current and past abusive behavior. People are also advertising to other streamers and content creators, but are disingenuous, saying it's family friendly and whatnot. You literally deleted stuff about an abusive gaslighting staff member. Sounds like you, and this person said oopsie. I'm a little frustrated because the folks behind the Final Fantasy Billboard came into my stream and asked me to attend the event under the guise it was family friendly. It's really disingenuous to ask like that. It's not upfront about ERP and not safe for work content. Oh, is it ERP? Too horny to have a safe for work event? It's a nightclub? Yeah, but like not all the nightclubs have ERP. Like I've seen this stuff. I've talked to people that do it. Not all of them have that. All right, we'll get to the bottom of this. Give me a minute. Let's see here. Is anyone hosting an event in game? Even if the event itself is planned to be PG, if your Discord is covered in not safe for work channels and your usual venue has ERP content, disclose that. I have nothing against mature consensual roleplay, but it doesn't align with my content. I think that's generally true. I feel like it is disingenuous to say that. Yeah, it's disingenuous to say that, and I'm gonna be honest. Like, you're going full detective mode? Yeah, it's very obvious that, like, if you have an advertisement like this and you go to the Discord and it's a bunch of fucking ERP stuff, I mean, it is what it is. Add in the fact that a major Final Fantasy logo is where Square Enix's copyrighted LOC posted on the Billboard is a major fuck up. Yeah, he literally did not want some of the things in the game. And can you imagine the kids see a Discord, go and check it out? It gets back to the parent. Like, that's, like, I feel like the ERP part of it is what's bad. Like, they're using a fucking skin that's data mined in a video game. Like, I'm sorry, but, like, I'm not very sympathetic to this being a cause for, a cause for alarm. Like, I don't give a fuck about that. Like, I don't care. This is a video game rule. It's a video game. It's an outfit in a video game. Well, I'm sorry, I don't find this to be in any way relevant or matter at all. Now, obviously, it's a legal violation. Let's see here. The fabric of our star begins to fray. Wow, so people are fucking party hosts, like, who are they punish? In my home idling, your contacts and social media on the Billboard, and the paperwork is traceable. Oh my god. I feel like this will probably be better for them in the long run, because realistically Square Enix is not going to hire, or is not going to sue them. They will not sue them. Will they get their accounts banned? Somebody said they already did. I think there's a chance that could happen. Sure. Anyway, let's see over here. Some of the replies people on Discord have made, they're molding over people reacting with clown emojis and stuff. I feel like some of the things that happen in the Final Fantasy community are almost like a parody of themselves. It's people get like so like sensitive and upset about the dumbest stuff. Like, they get so mad about things that are just fucking irrelevant. Like, nobody cares about this. Like, who gives a fuck? Like, why is this even a problem? Why are you getting mad about this? Yeah, there's a few videos on it already. I'll see if I can find one, and we'll get the gist of this, okay? Billboard. Holy fuck, it's right there. Okay, let's see if I can find this. Oh my god. There's a lot of these. Jesus. Breaking news. Oh my god. This is amazing. Wow. Okay, we'll watch it in just a second. This is way bigger than what I thought. Oh my god. What is this? Most people are laughing. It's funny how they doubled down on it. Of course it's funny. Like, all I'm saying is it's just weird people that take this seriously. It's nuts, man. And let's see this. Discord moderators' response to the clown emojis are hilarious, so you should check them out. I wish I could talk to one of these people. It would be fucking hilarious to see how they're defending it, or how they're fucking, like, what their thought process was going into doing the billboard. I would do it. Listen, if one of them wants to contact me with some degree of, like, credibility, I would love to bring them on the stream and ask them why they did what they did. But I don't think that's gonna happen. I think it might be harder to figure that out. Look at their tweets. If you give me a link to their Twitter, I will look and see for myself, okay? And any press is good press. I think so. I think this is what's going to happen. And they did this because of the McConnell billboard take? Yeah, true. How was your raid? Did you make it? No, but I made myself really mad. And DJs aren't actually a part of the nightclub. People hire them with Gil in game. Yeah, so it's like these DJs are getting put involved with this, right? And in my vast experience, most horny people are thinking pretty gay. What? That's probably because I find horny people on Grindr. Wait, what the fuck is this? Like, what subreddit am I on? What the fuck does this have to do? Like, what? What is this? I just, this is crazy. It doesn't even seem like a good way to advertise, except this kind of went viral. As someone who designed a billboard ads for 2 years, this one is garbage. They should have 5 words on it max. Here's the reason why they did it, okay? You have to understand, is that it's so good. Do you remember, who was it? Oh my god. Who was the guy that posted the advertisement for the MyPillow guy recently about the sandals? Was it, it was the lawyer guy. What was his fucking name? Reddit moment? Yeah, let me see if I can find this. Rudy Giuliani. There you go. Let me see if I can show you guys this. MyPillow, Rudy. Okay, let's see if I can find the image of this, all right? And we'll see what this is. Land's new gig, MyPillow influencer. Come on, please, can I see the fucking tweet? Where the fuck is the tweet for this? I'm so annoyed. Now I can't see it anywhere. What the fuck? What the fuck is this? There's no image of the fucking tweet. Did the tweet get deleted? It got deleted. Yeah, but we're gonna have to find it. It's gonna be somewhere here, right? I actually... Wait a second. Oh, maybe this could be it. Here we go. No, this is not it. Okay, maybe... Alright, we found it. We found it. Okay. So, it gives me the same vibes as this thing right here. Okay? Obviously, they had a hard time trying to hide this, but we were able to find it. It's okay. So, what we have right here is... Rudy Giuliani, great products at reasonable prices. Use code Rudy for additional savings. New sandals, regular price $80. Only $50 at mypillow.com. Promo code Rudy. So here's what the funniest thing about this is. It was so fucking stupid the way that he did this. I actually think that he probably sold more than if he used a good advertisement. I actually believe that. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, because the thing is, it's like, you know, like those guys, is this real? Yeah, because everybody sees it and it's so ridiculous. It gets everybody talking about it, everybody thinking about it. It's like, you ever have those people that, like, they hold out signs and it's like a sign to go to a car wash or, like, get your oil changed, or, you know, they're selling, you know, I don't know, like, fucking, like, used shit at a pawn shop. You guys see the, like, the sign, guys? I just want to make sure you guys see this, right? Yeah, Scott, what's this here? Sandals look like they make here? Yeah. Right, so everybody sees it's going out of business, yeah. You don't want to have a person up there that's like just some limp dick loser. You want to find the most wired crackhead on the block. You want to say, listen, you want to rock? Here's a fucking sign. Spin that shit for 8 hours and we're going to make it happen. And guess what? That guy is going to bring more fucking people into the store than anybody else. Because he's out there to win. He's out there to do what he needs to do. And he's going to be so fucking crazy, so excitable, so out there, so energetic, and so ridiculous that everybody is going to see that fucking sign. And it's the same thing with this, and it's the same thing with the Final Fantasy fucking billboard. The fact is that these fucking people went and they did something that was so fucking stupid that they did it, and it became, it's the horseshoe theory. Okay? Let me explain. This is good marketing. Insanely bad marketing. That is so bad that everyone can't stop talking about it. So you can see this, right? And they're the same. It becomes so bad, it then becomes good. And this is what they did with this billboard. It was so fucking bad. It was so horribly designed that people actually like it. It's called meta marketing. Well, maybe I never heard of that. I've never heard that term used before, but maybe it is. I'm not sure. And anyway, let's go back over here and look at this. And wow, this number just keeps getting bigger. First it was 4K, a pretty reasonable number. Then it ballooned up to 10, 14, and it's 12. This guys must be advertising in Times Square. The reason why they're blowing up the number is because the number is it's eye-catching, right? Somebody sees a big number. It's the same as, like, you know, Quinn or like me or Rich spending money in Diablo Immortal. Like, spending $5 doesn't matter, but spending $25,000 does matter. Have you ever seen a really smart person lose a debate to a really stupid person? Because the really stupid person will not accept anything that the smart person says. They will not listen to anything they're gonna say. They will just say, nope, oh, really? So you think I need to wear a seatbelt? If we were meant to wear seatbelts, God would have had us born with seatbelts on. Yeah, that's right. You can't argue with them. You can't beat them. You have to understand, like, yes, you are in their domain. You think that somehow that you're gonna fucking, you know, pull some mind trick on them. It's like this one guy. I remember, like, this is with Ted Cruz. So, like, Ted Cruz goes out, and this is in the 2016 election. Ted Cruz goes out to meet the supporters of Donald Trump. He wants to contact them head on. He wants to convert them over to his side. And he talks to this one guy, and this guy says, oh, look at here, guys. Look who we got. It's Lion Ted. Well, guess what, Lion Ted? Why'd you do this? And then Ted Cruz actually explains, completely fucking deconstructs this guy's argument, makes this guy look like a complete fucking moron. This, like, dumb redneck with, like, a Trump hat on. He does. Like, he actually makes him look like an idiot. Ted Cruz is a master debater. Like, he actually was. And the guy says, he pauses. He's like, huh? There you have it. There he goes again. Lion Ted. There he is. Lion Ted. And then everybody was around him fucking saying Lion Ted. And he was just like, it's like, yeah. It's like, it was like the fucking the Lord of the Rings. Your magic has no power here. And it did nothing, man. You know what? We haven't watched Mr. Happy probably ever, so let's watch one of his videos. I'm not really even sure who this guy is. All I know is that he's like a really big OG streamer for Final Fantasy. Like, this guy's been there. He's been in the trenches for a long time. All right, let's see this.
Hey everyone, Mr. Happy here, and oh boy, this is gonna be a fun little video. So, as many of you may be aware, there's a bit of controversy and drama going on in the Final Fantasy XIV community now.
I could have never guessed that.
It's not about the data center travel not really being functional the day of it releasing, to no one's surprise, really. And
honestly, Square Enix should say thank you. Because that's true. Like, now everybody's talking about how stupid this billboard is. Nobody's talking about how something in the game doesn't work. Think about it. It's perfect. It's the perfect distraction. spoilers in a video? I mean, not really. I mean,
about the PvP seasonal
I don't know what's
rewards
happening.
being mixed up with season rewards or not being interesting enough to warrant going up in your ranks a second time.
Yeah.
No. Something else happened on patch 6.18 day, and we're calling it the Billboard incident. So to get all of you caught up, there are many venues throughout Final Fantasy XIV in the housing area.
There sure
basically
are.
Locations that emulate things like a cafe or, in this case, a nightclub, where people can go to role play and fill out various, that's just what they do. They have fun with it. Now, one venue in particular...
I like how he goes and he's like, they go to role play and like, hey, you know what they do. Right? Like, that's what it was.
Seemingly, and I still say that because I guess I can't really believe that it's happened, even though it seems very real at this point.
It is
rented
real.
Actual billboards in a couple of different states to advertise for a little Saturday night shindig.
Ooh.
Now, at first, the simple absurdity of this was largely being memed on.
Yeah, it was.
But it's quickly turned to concern over legal ramifications from Square Enix. It's also turned into a bit of a fear that contents of the billboard would lead to stricter guidelines on visual mods, something quite a few players utilize in various ways. Now, I'm going to provide some commentary on this, and we are going to be looking at those material usage rights again, but I need to make this abundantly clear. I am not a legal expert. Some statements I make here may simply be stated out of curiosity or wonder, but not out of legal precedence or intelligence. I'm hoping one of many other legal experts make a video on this. I tweeted at Legal Eagle, and there's tons of other ones that cover more directly gaming-related content. So please.
I think that they can. I think that Square Enix, like, they technically can sue them for using a copyright without any sort of like approval for it. But if they're not directly making money off of it, it's not really going to go anywhere. And like, just realistically, why would they go out of their way to do that? Like, why would they invest company resources into suing somebody who made a billboard for their game? It doesn't really seem like this is not a good use of a good use of their time or anything like that. Bad image, yeah. It's not a copyright issue. It's a trademark issue. Here's what you don't understand. They have a million things going on at Square Enix. Where do you think two dipshits that made a billboard in the US rank on that list of problems? Really, really low. Like, I'm saying, like, at the very fucking bottom. Yeah, it's like, you don't understand the yeah, people, that's what I'm saying, right? They don't give a fuck. Like, it doesn't really matter. They're not gonna, there's nothing that they can gain from this. They shut down Preach's a display, no problem. They've got time. I'm not saying they can. I think that there's a good chance that they will shut it down. I think there's a good chance they'll say, hey, take it down. It's our stuff, that we didn't have licensing to do that. Like, yeah, they could probably do that, no problem. But, like, are they going to sue the people? Are these people going to have any real consequences? I would say the obvious answer is no. 1 second, actually. I'll watch the video.
If they release a video on this, give it a watch, because it should be an interesting one. Now, I'm sure you're wondering why we're even bothering to talk about this. It's something that honestly will pass and go like most other things in the 14 community. However, bits about this billboard are actually interesting because the first thing we have to look at are the material usage rights, something that content creators are frequently looking at and trying to adhere to. And honestly, looking at the billboard, a lot of the material usage rights are actually handled correctly. The only difference is a billboard being a physical medium, and yes, something that could potentially be misconstrued as an official event for Final Fantasy XIV versus a YouTube video where somebody's providing commentary or a guide. It's really just the little minute things that make the biggest difference here, but again,
it doesn't matter because they can always retroactively remove that. Like, even if you think that you have a license to something, they can still take it away from you. That's just the way that the copyright works. It's silly. It's weird. I remember this happened. This was a controversy whenever PewDiePie had the bridge incident, and there was a content creator or a development studio that wanted to retroactively remove it. And yeah, that's what it was. Can't retroactively remove a billboard thousands have seen. Well, you can. You can't go back in time, but you can just take it down. Yeah, the bridge incident. There you go.
Contents that are in and not in the billboard that lead to more concerns. So let's take a look at the material usage rights and see what they got right. Now, the material usage rights start by saying that any art, text, logos, video, screenshots, images, sounds, music, or recordings from Final Fantasy XIV are the things that this license applies to. So yes, everything in there, it should be obvious, falls under this material usage license. Now, as for the general guidelines, the very first one mentions that you may not use materials for any sales or commercial use outside of specific partner programs such as YouTube or Twitch. That was actually added within about a week after the game came out back in 2013.
Yeah, this is usually, they have this guideline in pretty much every single EULA now, where like it tells you that everything is, you know, you're fine to use it as like Twitch or like YouTube, but usually the rule with WoW is that you can't paywall the content. You have to be able to spend, you have to be able to access the content that you make your money with, that uses the assets of the game. You have to be able to access that content with without paying money.
It used to be strictly
this is standard.
against the
Yeah,
terms
all
of
this
service.
is standard.
Now, it is worth mentioning that as far as I know, this nightclub does not have any monetary gain from this billboard. They actually just put it up and are not looking to get any commercial use out of it. Yes, does it advertise for an in-game venue?
Yes,
sure.
it does.
But as long as they don't accept any real money in any capacity, they're actually okay on this front. So they don't have to worry about that first bit. For the second bit, if you use a trademark such as Final Fantasy or related logo, then you must include a notice saying the mark is owned by Square Enix. Now, they have actually done that. In the bottom left of the billboard, they have the Final Fantasy XIV logo, and it does say Final Fantasy is a registered trademark of Square Enix Holdings Co. Ltd.
Right,
so they're good on that front. Now, if they use any copyrighted material, such as screenshots or gameplay videos, and given that the billboard itself is a screenshot, then they must...
People are using exception. They're saying, like, what about Arc Valdor's, like, Patreon exploits? What about, what do you call it? Like, you know, paid add-ons, etc. All of those things, if you read the rules, are against the rules. Like, Blizzard could shut that down whenever they wanted, and they would have every right to do that. Like, they would have every right to do that. And again, the reason why Blizzard doesn't shut these other things down is because they don't care. That's the facts. Like, it's the same thing with people that, you know, Nintendo. Like, Nintendo shuts down big events and stuff like that, but there's plenty of people that are doing events that are not licensed by Nintendo that Nintendo doesn't shut down because they just don't have time or the bandwidth to go through every single person that's using their copyright in every single way on the entire internet. Like, it's just not realistic to do this. And the fact is, it's the same thing with Final Fantasy II. They're probably not going to do anything about this unless something gets really big.
Include the following notice: Square Enix Co. Ltd. All rights reserved. And that is also there in the bottom right side of the billboard. So far, they're actually looking okay on this front. Now, you may not sell the materials to third parties as original content. They haven't sold this, but they have rented out space. So I'm fairly certain that this is going to be okay, again, because there's no monetary or commercial gain for them. You may not use the materials to promote other commercial products. Again, they're not earning money, so I believe that that should be okay. You may not materially alter or modify the materials, except you may add your own voiceover, edit, combine, mash it, mix, or match the materials with other Final Fantasy XIV materials.
Sure, which makes sense.
This is where they kind of get a little bit more into hot water, and only if you're someone who...
Twitch subs, I know people are drawing these parallels. This is something... What you have to understand is that this is their own legal language. So whether they enforce or not enforce this is completely up to them. They have no obligation to enforce this language down to the T. This is just a general guideline that they use to give people insight into what is generally okay or not okay. So most of the time, Blizzard is not going to say you can't have like sub-only VODs or a sub-only stream for World of Warcraft. Like, nobody's going to give a fuck about this. There's no... The thing is, like... like basically, like, companies will do this if something gets really, really big and they consider it bad for their image, or if they have something else to lose for having it existing as well. Yeah, same as it's US. Like, this is not legally binding. This is something that they can arbitrarily change, revoke, remove, give you. They are God in this situation. So it doesn't matter, like, oh, well, technically it says this. Well, it technically doesn't fucking matter because they just make the rules up as they go. That's it.
Actually pays attention to this stuff. I would have never noticed if not for the glam aficionados really pointing things out. But it would appear that the screenshot is using mods or altered versions of certain outfits. One outfit in particular appears to not even officially be in the game yet. It's probably coming from an upcoming
Can you
event.
believe that?
People would assume the summer event. And so the use of something that's data mined does actually come a little bit into play here, because that means they've altered their character to have access to an item that they shouldn't have access to. So of all the things that the Billboard has done wrong, that is the first thing, and it is something explicitly covered in the material usage rights, which means that any of the ramifications in the material usage rights could technically be levied specifically for this first bit.
And none of this matters. And I want to make sure everybody understands this. Literally none of this matters, because the people that own the copyright can simply revoke or change this at a whim.
They may not alter, remove, or conceal any trademark or copyright notices. They have all the proper notices, so that should be okay. Although the screenshot itself normally has one of those trademarks in the bottom right, but I think that it's the same text that they have, so it should be okay.
Yeah.
You may not use any materials in conjunction with any of the following: unapproved Square Enix assets, counterfeit merchandise, pornography.
Someone said, there's another smart person in chat who said they have to notify you of the changes. They can't legally change wording without you being notified. That is not technically true, because you did not sign a contract fundamentally in this EULA in order to use the Billboard. There is no implication that the Billboard and the contents of it were derived specifically from you using the, using your license to Final Fantasy in that capacity. Also, you can also, inside of the EULA, do you remember, like, down at the bottom where they say, we can claim the blood of your firstborn, all of your savings belongs to us, and we can change this at any time that we want or revoke any of these privileges at a whim? You see this at the bottom of every EULA? Yeah, they already have a get out of jail free clause in every single one of these EULAs. Like, again, there's no argument that they can't do this.
Licensed Square Enix music available for streaming or download, or links to unlicensed Square Enix music available for streaming or download. So this one is a little bit interesting. Unapproved Square Enix assets. So they have that third-party modded thing that would most likely be unapproved. They wouldn't approve of you using something that's been data mined. But then you have to question everything else on the Billboard. Fortunately, most of it seems to be logos that are unique to the individuals, such as the DJs or the nightclub, and don't actually seem to be reused Final Fantasy assets, unless it's just something here because the picture's kind of blurry. And I'm trying to do this real quick before I have to go do something else. Counterfeit merchandise, again, they're not selling anything. Now, pornography is actually somewhat of a concerning topic. Now, of all the things,
I wonder why.
In the Billboard up to this point,
I wonder why.
The modded top has actually been something that breaks these material usage rights. However, it has been revealed that this club does indeed have 18+ services associated with its account. Or with
18+ services, what that means is ERP. That means ERP and sex chats, just for anybody who didn't understand that. I know, big surprise.
And that's not advertised anywhere on the Billboard. So if someone were to, say, look at the Billboard and then attend said event and find that these things were present at it, that could actually fall into a bit of a problem. Now, from what I understand, it is specifically a text-based service, an ERP service, if you will, that is only accepted for in-game currency GIL. Now, because of that, I'm not exactly sure what the ramifications are. And of course, I'd probably have to know more about Texas and California law, states where these billboards actually showed up, to understand what it means when you don't properly advertise 18+ content.
Bro, it's not that complicated. Like, Square Enix calls up the people that make the billboard. They're like, hey, you guys are using our stuff. And they're like, really? They're like, yeah, you are. Would you mind taking it down? We don't want to have this go any further or make a big deal out of this. They're like, yep, sure. And then it's down. Like, that's it. Like, there's no fucking conversation about this. There's no fucking court case. There's no precedent. There's no fucking Ace Ventura, pet lawyer or whatever the fuck that was. I forgot what that game was. It was Ace something, right? I forgot what it was. Yeah, there's no objection hearsay. It's just simply they call up the people and they say, stop. Zeppela. Oh, hi, Zeppela. Hi. Oh, thank you very much for the raid. I appreciate it. Thank you very much. We're talking about something quite interesting here. Yeah, pet detective. There you go.
That being said, if the actual event doesn't have 18 plus content and all of the 18 plus content is actually scrubbed from all of their Discord, from their website, whatever, that may allow it to fall out of line with that. But again, that's why I would prefer to see someone with more professional expertise, as well as all the information that the community has gathered, to provide better commentary on this. They have more knowledge, they have more research.
Of course.
I just think it would be a really good listen. Now, on top of that, at this last one, in relation to any functions within the game which allows you to perform virtual music instruments, this is not something we have to worry about. As far as I know, they actually have the DJs play music on Twitch channels and not in any way mod the game or anything in that capacity. No. And they also don't use virtual music instruments or performance actions. This is just saying, this entire section, that you can't use the performance feature to replicate music that does not belong to Final Fantasy XIV. So if people follow that. Anyway, and we don't need to care about guidelines for videos, musics, and sounds, specifically in the case of the billboard. And then the last section is just about takedown notices. So just looking at the material usage rights, not looking at the user agreement or the legal notifications on the other side, it looks like they have 1, maybe 2 points against them, and it would be a fairly straightforward way to get them to take it down. Square Enix sends them a takedown notice, and if anything, they'd be in more hot water, potentially with the Billboard company. Again, not sure how that stuff works.
Here's how it works. Hi, this is Square Enix. Your billboard has a bunch of our stuff on it. Can you take it down? Yes, sir. Right away. We'll do that. Thanks a lot. I appreciate it. I'll talk to you later. Bye. That's it. That's the whole fucking conversation. Yep, there's the whole fucking thing, guys. Yes, Mr. Square. Yeah. Well, think about it, right? If you're a billboard company, why the fuck do you why do you want to go out on a limb? I mean, the truth is you already got their fucking money. So that's it. Yeah, you're mistaken. It would be an email. That's it. Yeah. Well, no, it might. Yeah, you're right. It might be an email. Yeah, they probably would email the whichever law firm represents them. Yeah, that's probably it. And they would just immediately take it down without even any questions.
But at the end of the day, it came very close
contract violation?
To following all of the material usage rights.
It's not a contract violation at all, because whenever you upload anything like this, you upload it with the assumption. It's kind of like how it's almost like the fair use thing online, where like you, by signing the contract, agree that everything that you are uploading, that you have the full rights to. So if you upload it, and then it turns out that you don't have the rights to that thing, the contract is void. Yeah, it's a policy. Yeah, exactly.
To the T. They had swapped out a couple of things in that picture, and it honestly might have just been perfectly okay. A little bit of a meme, because I think it's a bit extreme to put up a billboard, but otherwise not so bad. And again, people are wondering why this is an important topic, and it's because content creators essentially do a lot of the things that this billboard does, and myself included. We'll take patch notes, we'll take gameplay, we'll take screenshots, we'll take all these different assets that don't technically belong to us and use them in order to produce content that we do receive monetary gain off of. We do actually earn commercial gains on the platforms that are approved. We are just making sure that it is on the approved platforms. Now, this also doesn't take into account Square Enix's general policies, which may be a bit conflicting or different from what we have in the official Final Fantasy XIV ones.
Yeah, that's true. When a contract's void, they'd have to return the money. Contract usually be breached by the uploader. Actually, you're right. You're right. It technically would be breach of contract. Yeah, because they signed something under a false pretense. It would be breach of contract. Like voiding, like I don't know why people are trying to like fucking like gotcha me on this. They put up the billboard. The people had them put it up under a false pretense. They're not getting their money back. This isn't a complicated thing to understand. It's common sense. Of course they're not going to get their fucking money back. You've got to be a moron to think that.
May see a billboard as a medium with which they do not approve of for content creation or for advertisement. They may have concerns that people think that the game is being advertised through this billboard and not a particular event within the game. So there are other things at play here. But at the end of the day, what does this likely mean for the rest of us playing Final Fantasy XIV? Well, much like the last event that we all made a big hubbub about, most likely nothing at all. They're unlikely to go back on policies where they have a policy against installing third-party programs that detect mods, essentially. It's a liability that they don't want to have to deal with, and on top of that, this isn't really any different than things they've given us warnings for in the past. They have given us verbal warnings, and please don't do that. Please don't do that. In the past on live letters regarding...
Well, that's probably what they'll tell these people. They'll say, just don't do it. Because they don't want to deal with it. Why would Square want to deal with this? It's a waste of their money.
Modded characters and with much more explicit content at play.
Fuck that.
So I don't think this billboard thing is really going to matter at all. I think it's going to be fun to talk about for a couple days, maybe get a few copy pastas out of it, and at the end, we'll just be like,
crazy how many people are fucking pissed about this.
So let me know what you think about it in the comment section of the video below. Be sure to like, favorite, subscribe, and share, and if there are any new developments in this, I'll be sure to bring them to you, and, well, hopefully they'll be just as interesting as this one was. Anyway, with that, I'll see you in the next one, and until then, take care.
Man, what a fucking... Like, I find it so funny that, like, he went on here and he was, like, trying to, like, explain how it is or isn't against the rules, whenever the truth is that they're just gonna do what they want to do and everything else doesn't matter. Like, that's it. Yeah, nobody's gonna get into that. Yeah, get them online. Yeah, exactly. It makes me not want to try the game anymore. I find these things funny, to be honest with you. I really do. I think they're hilarious. And there are people that are really upset about this. And as I said, people are just mauling fucking out about this. I think it's great. Is this considered drama? It is. I should have put that in the title, huh? This guy's not super biased. Yeah, I think that he gave a pretty good explanation of it as well. So let's look over here. Is everyone mad? Exactly. It's pretty funny and hilarious. I can't understand why people are so pissed off. I don't know why. It's like these people, they act like they're stockholders in Square Enix. They act like it's like they're losing money if somebody uploads a picture of a character model that's not in the video game. Like, who gives a fuck? Like, why? This is not a problem that an average person has. It's just so weird. They don't want their mods to be taken away. That's so dumb. Like, that's just so fucking dumb. Everybody knows that they use mods. I'm sure some of the people that work on Final Fantasy probably use mods. To be realistic here. So these are some of the posts from the people that are making this. And let's see what's going on here. I know legal team went over the poster. I don't know how many of you are here are lawyers, but according to people I talked to who paid for it and checked everything, it was in fact 100% legal. Okay, here we go. Yeah, they got the lawyers off of Fiverr. It turned out to be Elaine. Yeah, obviously. Oh boy. We have the owner of the club who's willing to do an interview. Here we go. Yo, what up?
Hi.
Hey, how you guys doing? Can you hear me?
Yeah, how you doing?
I'm doing okay. I'm just looking at this little situation you guys have got going on. So before we get into it, you want to mind introducing yourselves about what how you're involved with this whole thing?
Yeah, so I'm Rivarius. I own Rain Nightclub, and Spooky here is one of my managers.
Yeah, my first name for in-game is Axel. Not gonna give last name, you know, just be on the safe side. But yeah, I'm one of the managers, and I'm also advertiser hype for Rain Nightclub.
Okay, and so this eventually happened. What day did you actually decide to create this advertisement and contact the group to have it done?
So I think it went live like Sunday night. So it was only we've actually taken it down just because the community kind of backlashed on us so bad, but it was up like less than 2 days.
Okay.
It just, you know, somebody shared the picture, and I didn't mean for it to go outside of the Final Fantasy community. It was supposed to just be, you know, another sort of like advertising we can do for this beach party. And even though we are, an NSFW club, this is supposed to be a beach party, so it was safe for work. There's none of that supposed to be involved. It was just supposed to be some cool DJs on the beach, and we're partying and giving away like, some new Shiba Inu mounts and all this other stuff.
Yeah.
It's supposed to be like a fun event,
So you are an ERP club, but there was going to be no ERP at this event.
There was not. That's why we didn't put it on the billboard.
Well, how would you respond to people that were saying that the event could lead to a gateway to the ERP that your club normally has?
I would say that, they don't have to join our Discord. Our Discord does have all the, like, you must accept your 18 plus to see, like, any of these channels. Our housing, ward was on the ad. They could just come to the beach party. They don't have to participate in all the other, events after that beach party.
A lot of the ERP stuff also that goes on, it's not something that is like strictly prominent that we're, pushing out there. We mainly just want people to come to Rain, not even just the summer bash. We want people to mainly just come to Rain to have fun, role play with other people in the club, to just dance, listen to music. And I think not just us, but any club within Final Fantasy wants the same thing. And sure, there is ERP in it, but it's done in private, and we do our best to make sure to verify anything, like age-wise. And that's what, like Bavaria said, there's a lot of warnings and labels. Like any Discord server has that this is not safe for work, this is 18 plus, everything along those lines. And that's what we try to establish within the club.
Okay. How much does it cost?
The billboard?
Yeah.
So it was on a daily rental for the billboard, and so the one in Houston and Austin went live. The one in Houston was like $50 a day, and the one in Austin it was I think $160, so about $210 total. So
you spent $210. Well, where do you think people were getting the number of 14,000 from?
Yeah, I think that. I'm sorry if I could speak on that one. I think that people were inflating the numbers because they probably see, oh, it's a billboard, oh, it's advertisement. Most companies that do stuff like this have money to just throw away at the billboards. And I think they were probably under the assumption that, big time billboard advertising in the streets probably costs thousands, 10,000s, and, something along those lines. It's hard to pinpoint really what company advertises what, but for the billboards that Rev found, it was he took a long time finding the rates that were beneficial to him, and the ones that were beneficial to him were 1,000 times cheaper than what everyone is assuming.
So I would say if you Google billboards on you would basically find, a 30-day plan for a billboard, like on the London Gate Bridge, and it's like $15,000 a month. But that's the London Gate Bridge for a month. It's not 2 days out in the boonies. Nowhere is gonna, middle of nowhere.
Yeah, you got 800% value on the billboard, basically.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. All right. That makes sense. That's good. I mean, I know that would be a lot of money to spend to have all this stuff happen, and it just gets shut down. So another thing people were commenting on was the fact that the screenshots were used with the use of add-ons. Were there any add-ons used in creating the images that we see on the billboard?
Define, are you talking about game file editing?
Is it
add-ons?
Is it an add-on? Is it something that changes the way that something looks in the game?
So I would say that the pose that you see is literally the thumbs up, just G pose to where the arm is bent. That's how we're pointing you to the beach. The outfit is an outfit, an object in the game that you can actually click and in chat. If somebody linked it in chat, you can click it and preview it on your character.
You guys ever played WoW?
Yes.
We have.
So you've seen
yes.
like linking Frostmourne, for example.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Got it.
So the object is already in the game. Obviously, it's not out until the summer event, but it is linkable in the game. You can preview it on your character today if somebody were to link it in chat.
Is it against the TOS to link it?
I don't think I looked at that.
I don't think I've looked at it either. I would assume not, because it is a part of Square Enix's assets. I would assume that since it's in the game and it's linkable, people can put it on themselves, even right now, if they were able to get a hold of it, or at least the link, and share it amongst themselves and put it on. I don't think that it would be against TOS, because Square Enix isn't going to look at it and see, oh, all of these people managed to get a link, ban them.
So you're making an argument that effectively, like, it could be against the rules, but because it would be almost impossible for them to derive intent, there would be no punishment for it?
I think that...
I think it's a little bit of a gray area, because they say you can use in-game assets, but they don't mention playable in-game.
And
it's gray.
Yeah, our interpretation was for it that if it was within the game and we were able to like get a hold of the like the outfit itself, then it was something that was within Square Enix's system, and therefore, you know, it was something available to the players to use.
So let's assume that, like, somebody is in trade chat and they have like maybe a macro, and they're typing, hey, if you guys want a sneak preview at this new item that isn't added into the game yet, take a look at it. You can look at it on your character right now. And they were posting this in chat regularly with the link to this item that is not in the game playable, but it is in the game files. What do you think the odds are that Square Enix would do something about that? Do you think it's a high chance, a low chance? Where do you think that would land?
So I would say that the streetwear outfit that came out very recently, people were linking those in chat for a month or two before they even came out. I mean, I saw it in Limsa every single day. So, and everybody wanted to try it on because they were so excited for the set to come out. But I think it came out overseas before it came out in the US, so that's why everybody was able to link it.
Okay, so you think that it would be okay. All right. Well, and let's get back a little bit to the add-on question. So whenever I asked you about the add-ons, you said that you're using an emote, and I think it's actually quite a simple question. Were there any add-ons used in creating the picture that we're seeing on this image? Were there any add-ons that modified any sort of image on the screen inside of the game, or made any alteration to what you would see naturally whenever you're playing the game?
So my take on that is, you're saying that if there's an add-on that someone else can view your character, is that what you're saying?
What I'm saying is that this image was posted, right? And you posted this image? Did you post this image?
Rivarius post... are you talking about the image on the billboard?
Yes.
Like, did it get posted into the billboard?
How were the images obtained that are on the billboard?
So basically, everything... So all of our ads basically are screenshots with also basically we import them into Photoshop, and we do multiple layers. That's how all of these things come together.
Wait. So there were your screenshots?
So not mine. We have photographers that work for Rain, and basically they all try and submit their artwork to, you know, get onto our flyers, and then we kind of, you know, take those assets and then make flyers out of them.
Okay, so you actually did not take these screenshots, and you cannot confirm or deny the usage of add-ons that modified the images on the billboard.
Me and Spooky did not.
Okay. If you look at a character in a game like this and you see the shading on this character, would you consider this consistent with what you would naturally see in the game without add-ons?
No, because a lot of the shading that is done here was all done with Photoshop.
But there's but there's no way to tell whether it was Photoshop or G-shade, right?
Yeah, and I think even G-shade is not really like deemed a bad thing even by Square Enix. They really don't care about G-shade.
Yeah, I would say that it's definitely probably not as bad as things that call out mechanics for you. That's probably true. I will agree with you on that. So anyway, all right. So it's tenable whether this was used with add-ons or not, and effectively it's impossible to tell because you can't, like, it was, I mean, this had to have been photoshopped, right? I mean, the Rain nightclub image wasn't there, so this was clearly altered in some way. So there's probably some sort of saturation change and maybe some other type of lighting and hue change, and that's possibly what could have caused this. Or it's that these pictures were created with like an add-on, which technically is against the rules. However, it's not that bad. Is that accurate?
I'd say that's pretty accurate.
Okay.
And
yeah, I would say that's pretty accurate.
I would continue to say that, you know, the modding community, there are a ton of mods that we did not use. We did choose, you know, or our photographer, I guess, chose, you know, an actual in-game asset, not, you know, all these crazy mods that are out there. I mean, people charge tons of money for some of these mods, and we just don't, we didn't use all that. We didn't want to put them on blast.
Yeah, we looked at excuse me, we looked at the TOS and the rules, everything that Square Enix had posted. We kind of looked at it as a reference. They said that modifying anything of their images, you know, in that regard would be probably, you know, TOS breaking. So we tried to keep everything we could about the image within the game itself, as opposed to just, you know, the shading that we used as that being done in Photoshop and stuff like that.
Well, I mean, let's cut to the chase here, right? There's no way that anybody can tell whether it was photoshopped or created with a with an add-on. Like, there's no way, and you are not providing an answer for it because you either don't know because the photographer hasn't told you or didn't tell you or whatever, or you're just not saying it. So this is a dead end. There's no way we can really know what really happened, because you can't check that out. Do you feel like the Billboard is in line with the TOS?
So I think you watched
Mr. Happy's video.
Yeah. So in the bottom left we have the Final Fantasy 14 logo, and then we have the copyright underneath that.
Yeah.
I can send you the links, but there's fair use media sites that Square Enix actually posts where you can use their content. So if you want to use their logo, you have to put the copyright under it. If you want to use an in-game screenshot, you have to use the copyright that's in the bottom right-hand side of the billboard. And, you know, we tried to read over the document. Of course, we're not lawyers. I mean, we're just a small RP community, really. So we definitely tried our best. We read it many times. But again, like, we're not complete lawyers. I mean, there's tons of people online that are trying to nitpick it, at it everywhere. But I mean, we're not perfect.
Well, what are some of the criticisms that you all have received from different people on the community?
So I definitely say that, you know, everybody's freaking out that we use the Final Fantasy 14 logo. You know, that's illegal. And, you know, if you look at their media page, it says you can use it if you put, you know, the copyright on it. So it specifically says that. So
yeah, everyone was under the assumption that because we were posting all of the logos and stuff like that, that we were trying to advertise it as Final Fantasy 14, and this is what they're doing, or something along those lines. That's not true, because I can't say that that's not true. We were under the assumption that when we looked through their guidelines, putting all of these logos in the correct, you know, on the picture itself, basically is saying that this was an image from Final Fantasy, and that they have the copyrights to the image, to everything in the image. And we are not doing this for monetary gain. You know, we're basically saying we get nothing out of this. This is Final Fantasy's assets.
Did you read the part about the pornography?
The pornography in the NSFW?
Yeah.
Or well, I guess
in the TOS.
Pornography.
So is that related to the media that we use though?
Yes.
Because that nothing in that billboard is bad.
Yeah.
Are you sure?
Pretty sure.
So you said you had a Discord channel, right?
So we do have a Discord channel.
That it's linked to?
That it's linked to.
That it has 18 plus channels?
That you have to accept Discord terms of service to even see. Yes.
So it does link to pornography.
But we didn't advertise it in this media publisher.
Okay.
So So if you link
Wait.
Okay.
If you put twitter.com on your billboard, does all content on twitter.com now apply to you?
No, but content on your stream does, or content on your Twitter does. So, like, let's say it's a girl with an OnlyFans, right? And she puts her Twitter on there, and on her Twitter, there's just a bunch of advertisements for OnlyFans, and, like, a bunch of naked pictures, etc. Would you consider that advertising pornography, even though it does not directly advertise it, it does it through proxy? Would you consider that advertising pornography?
I would say that because that's the only thing they do, then definitely. But this is just one of the many things that we do. It's not our major, thing that we do here at Brain.
So it's a matter of degree. You think that you don't do it that much, and so it's not that big of a deal, basically.
I'd say it's a gray area, but I mean, honestly, we don't really do that much NSFW, to be honest.
Mm-hmm.
Our major, I guess, in-game profit is just through our RP bar, and our DJs and people that just love the community. They come and they just donate to our community with giveaways, and that just keeps us popular. So I mean, that's really all.
Okay, we can move on past this. I'll ask one more question about this. If Square Enix saw the Discord after they went to the link that was on the billboard, and they saw the NSFW channel, what do you think their response would be?
It would. My assumption would probably be something along the lines of a cease and desist.
Okay.
Just a lot of. I think a lot of cease and desists with a very aggressive tone of making sure that we knock it off. And if they ask for, if they ask just for information on a lot of stuff, we're willing to provide it to anything that they want, or anything that they ask for, because it's Square Enix,
So they wouldn't. So basically, they would not like it.
Well, I'd say that it's not their platform; it's Discord.
Okay.
But we also, I think that any of the content that people post in our Discord, they of course hide their names. So you're just looking at some random character out of the millions that play Final Fantasy at that point. I mean, and obviously we're not the only people out here doing that sort of stuff, so I don't know.
Okay, so basically, because other people are doing it, it's and you guys don't do it all the time, there's probably some people that do it all the time, and you're basically saying that, yes, it is bad, but there's other people that do it way more, and the odds of it happening to us are relatively low because of the frequency and the proportion of our content that involves ERP. Is that pretty much it?
No. We don't want to throw because everyone's doing it, we're doing it, or because everyone's doing it, we can do it too, even though we're doing it on a lesser scale. That's not fair to throw it in that degree, because what we did, we painted a target on ourselves for this position. And, it's just, we didn't go into the assumption, or we didn't go into the idea of the billboard with, because everyone's doing it on Discord and all that such, we can do what we do with it and it'll be fine. We wanted to just make an event for this, and we wanted to just have people come out, have fun, because it's the end of summer, or getting close to the end of summer. So we just wanted people to come out and have fun in a safe manner.
You were doing this without any ill intent. Is that effectively what you're saying?
Yes, we didn't have ill intent. We didn't want to hurt the community in the background, and I think a lot of people were to go back to one of your questions.
Yeah,
there were a lot of people that were genuinely concerned. They were genuinely trying to get us to stop because of the ramifications that could follow it.
Like what?
And that because we're doing stuff like this, that the even just having the thumb, adjusted, or the thumbs up emote adjusted, that it's going to paint a massive target on the nightclub and the community of nightclubs in general, and that Square Enix will crack down on mods or something of the like, and we didn't want that. We didn't have any ill intent for that to happen.
So you think that basically, like, it could happen, but I mean, we can go around the block with this multiple times, but effectively you're asserting that you did not mean to have any ill intent. This was not done with the intent to advertise ERP services or something similar to that. You were just trying to have a cool event. You thought this would be a funny marketing technique, and people got really pissed off about it. Is that about it?
That's about it.
That's about it. Okay. And so after you released this and like it started catching, people caught wind of this online, and now you're seeing videos about it, I'm talking about it, etc. What kind of a response have you gotten from the community at large? Have you gotten support, or have you just gotten negativity? I see there's been a lot of memes as well.
So, yeah.
I like the memes, to be honest. Sorry if I have to break away on this one. I just wanted to say a lot of the memes that I've seen have been insanely funny. Just how people are posting up their versions of the billboards and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But to go back to what you said, there have been people that have given us support. There's been quite a few people that have given us support, saying that the billboard was cool. I'm here because of the billboard. Some of them could be, just sarcastic or, negativity in the sense that, oh, I'm here because of the billboard. No.
Right.
But
yeah.
There are people that did reach out and say, love the billboard. I thought it was funny. I can't wait to come to the event on Saturday. And we've gotten quite a few of people, both my DMs, the other managers' DMs, Revarius's DMs.
Yeah.
And to that same coin, we've also gotten sorry if I'm talking more than Revarius. This would all come out of Revarius's mouth, but on the same coin, we've also received a lot of negativity and hate for it as well.
And what have you done in response to that negativity and hate? Because I see there's like a lot of like screenshots of people even in like your Discord. I'm not sure really who this is, talking about how having certain react emojis is bad, and people are getting banned for that. Like, is this a legitimate thing, or is this kind of bullshit?
So I will say that we were a rather smaller community. I think we only had like 400 in our Discord before this billboard, and in like less than 2 hours we hit 2,000. It was just flooding in. Everybody was posting, a lot of hate, like NSFW stuff in our lobby, and we only have so many mods and managers. It was way too much for us to contain. So we started to lock down some channels. We started to kind of purge some messages. I mean, I think we ended up purging like 3,000 messages in like an hour. It was the most insane explosion, and we wanted to be fair to people that were genuinely interested.
Yeah.
And were there, and we wanted to keep our content safe on our Discord. So 3 people going through 3,000 messages is a tall order. So that's why we ended up doing the purge and locking the channels for now. So
And the purge, just to clarify on the purge, since a lot of people are going to hear that and say, "Oh, they're trying to cover stuff up." The reason we did a purge was because the people that were joining were posting stuff that can get the server actually deleted if it was reported and the images were in that. It wasn't to cover up anything. The thing that we were removing itself was, 18 plus rated stuff in SFW channels, and we didn't want that because we want the server to still be there. And it was, like Rivaria said, it was hard to keep up with people. So it was slow, sure, but we ended up doing a lockdown in the end and did a purge to remove the illegal, or I guess bannable content, or but we didn't purge anything else. I want to make that clear. All of our other channels that have everything, it's been stable. Nothing has been purged. I know it's going to be hard to believe me because a lot of the stuff, it's been a couple days and people can just say, "Oh, well, you purged it and you're just now making the accusation." It's a lot of it we've opened up again for people to view, and if anything gets purged, you're going to see it and call us out on it. The only thing that we purged was everything that was the time of the lockdown all the way up to when the mass flooding started.
Okay, so basically what you're saying is that the reason why you did that and you locked everything and purged all of it is because you didn't want to have the Discord have any liability, and also the moderation team just simply couldn't deal with that many posts at a time. Is that effectively what this is?
Yeah, and
Yeah.
there were also quite a few people that were posting in our Discord and then screenshotting it and acting like our employees or even me. And all the names and everything were blurted out, so I mean, people are still sharing those pictures online, and that's definitely not me. It's like some girl with like purple hair.
Okay,
So,
yeah, that makes sense. Sure. And so yeah, you guys didn't do that. That's fine, and you pretty much just shut down the Discord and deleted and banned a lot of people. Do you think that you also, and like I do this all the time, so this isn't necessarily a what do you call it, an accusation, but do you think that you also deleted legitimate criticism or feedback as well?
We did. Yeah. And for the ones that we deleted that were legitimate criticisms, some of them have actually reached out to me or I believe one of the other mods, if not Rivarius too, and have said, "Hey, my friend was deleted. There was something that was going on and they were removed." Yeah. And I reached out to them and said, "I apologize. They must have just gotten caught up in a crossfire." It was
it was not your intent to delete critical messages. It was only your intent to delete messages that were in violation of the rules.
Yeah, so mixed in with those messages was actually a lot of love. There was a lot of people that were genuinely really excited for the event that we really didn't want to delete. But in the end, like I said, it was just too much for just a few people to manage.
Okay. What about, so I'm reading this thing, I'm not sure how much credibility is with this, but there's a Discord emote that's coded to create a false Trojan horse warning on your computer. What do you know about that?
So those were popping up as well, and those were also in the criticisms. Well, I shouldn't say criticism. Those were also the, I would say, warnings that people were throwing out and that were also mixed in with the deletion. I wish we looked into that a little bit more. We did have someone elaborate more into that. Mm-hmm. The emotes that were going on, I can't really exactly say what was going on with the emotes or anything along those lines, but what was happening was they were saying, or they had a emote. This was just a random person. People were linking it to Rain. We don't have any emotes or stickers or GIFs, anything like that.
Yeah.
We don't have anything that will cause Trojans or viruses. And I don't believe that can actually happen. I'm not sure. I'm not tech savvy in that degree, but
I'm not
there
either.
was
That's why I was
someone
asking.
that say that again.
I'm not either. That's why I was asking.
Oh, okay. And there was someone that mentioned that said that Nitro allows you to make allows you to make the emotes away from the servers and stuff like that, like to make your own. I'm sure everyone has also made, their own emotes and emojis and stuff like that.
Okay.
Anyone who's used Nitro, they made it, and what it did, I guess, was flag the system to just say there's a virus, or something is flagging the system security. But when it actually was scanned, it didn't actually give a Trojan. It was just flagging it, and there was a lot of mix-up. But
so basically, you're not sure.
Not sure what.
You're not sure why people are saying that?
No, because the person that was doing the emotes, they were not involved with our server in any degree.
Mm-hmm.
And any of the emotes or stickers that Rain has does not have anything that will flag the system. I could post the anything that was from Rain right now.
It's hard to say. I mean,
yeah.
There's also controversy around a mod making a post to put people's name on a list and get them arrested. Is this legitimate?
Say that again.
There was a accusation that there was a mod who was putting people's names on a list to get them arrested.
That person is not affiliated with.
Yeah, we weren't.
Rain.
We weren't going after anybody like that. That's pretty crazy.
Okay, so that's just somebody completely different. All right, that's fine. And there were some people that were talking, other content creators, who were frustrated because they were approached to come to the event. They approached to come to the event, and the event was being marketed as being family friendly, and they pretty much feel like it was not because of the contents on the Discord and other things that happened in the community as a whole. Do you feel like these concerns are legitimate? Do you think that they were misled or not?
So I'll say that I only approached two streamers, really, two smaller streamers to come, basically to help their stream, but also to kind of give us a little bit more visibility. Mm-hmm. And they're both really cool with us still, and we were completely visible with them. The post that you're referring to on Twitter, I don't know who that person is.
So you're saying that this person was approached by you this person that's making this post, they did not even, you didn't even talk to them.
I did not. Yeah, so in all clarity, Rain does have like 40 employees, and I can't control what 40 people do, outside of the time that, I pay them to work.
Okay.
So maybe one of them did, but I didn't give permission for that.
Okay.
Yeah. So as far as I'm sorry.
Let's assume that, like, in a theoretical situation, this person was contacted by your nightclub or a nightclub that's similar to this, and it was advertised as being family friendly, and there was not safe for work content in the Discord. Do you think that it would be legitimate for a person in that position to feel like they were misled?
I would say, as long as you specify the event is safe for work, but the general nightclub is not, then just make that designation.
Okay. All right. So basically, and I don't know if they were told that or not. So it's like impossible really for me to know.
Yeah, I know, and I don't know. Like I said, I don't know who that person is, so I can't clarify.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Well, that makes sense. And so basically now the billboard is taken down. Is that right?
They are, yes.
The billboards are taken down. Is anybody's account banned?
Not that I know of.
Somebody said...
Not that I know of.
Yeah, all of us have logged in today. We're all fine.
So nobody that has been involved with this at all has been banned for any reason related to this event?
No.
Do
and
you...
we haven't... Yeah, sorry. We haven't received like a takedown notice or anything like that. I've been checking my email.
Yeah, and you haven't been contacted by Square Enix or anything similar to that?
Nope.
Okay, all right. And do you expect that anything is going to happen, or is it pretty much just going to blow over? What would you say?
I think it's going to blow over.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, they might still issue a DCMA, but I think that, you know, with there being 100,000 billboards in the United States, they might not know exactly which one it was, and even if they did, it's already down. So even if they, you know, issue a DCMA, you know, the billboard company is just going to say, hey, that's not a valid campaign right now. It's already down.
Okay. That's fine. And yeah, I mean, I'm sure that they're probably not going to pursue legal action. It doesn't really make a whole lot of sense to do that. And so basically, just to wrap all of this up, there was ERP services on the Discord with pricings and things like that. I think that I saw a post, Rivarius, you actually made yourself in regards to ERP services and pricing. However, this event itself was not an ERP event.
It was not. This is not in our nightclub at all. It is on the beach and only on the beach. And the only thing offered were like RP, you know, bartending, drinks, and then we were going to do like this big swim contest and give away like a ton of like Mog Station mounts and stuff. But
yeah,
I think with all the trolls that might show up, that might not be a viable option anymore. So we'll still do the beach bash, but the event might be a little problematic.
We I could expect that.
we do, like Rory said, we do want to put on the event. We think it'll still be fun. I expect people to show up, whether they're good or bad. But the main thing that we're going to be doing is just posting DJ links for people to go and listen to the DJs. It is kind of about Rain, but we love the DJs that are there, and they are just great to listen to. And for the event, that's mainly what we're focusing on, is just DJs. We would like to do the giveaways. We would like to do the giveaways for the mounts and the streetwear. We did that in the past, but the streetwear too. But we just hope that the turnout isn't massively negative, because we don't want that. We want to bring just a fun time to people.
Okay, all right, that's reasonable. Do you think that it's reasonable? Is kind of like, I guess, one last question before we try and wrap everything up is, do you think that it's reasonable for people to be critical if you are advertising an event? It's like if like a nightclub like once a week had a thing where they brought in, you know, they got rid of all the strippers and everything, and they brought in, you know, a blow up castle, and they invited kids in. Like, do you think that people would look at that as a bit problematic? Do you think that's reasonable?
Yeah, that's a fair assessment to say that, and I think it is pretty critical. And feedback on that is definitely welcomed. It doesn't look good. I do agree, but everything changes with the nightclub scene, and it's not. This isn't the same as what we would be doing, like everything like that. We don't openly ERP. Everything would be done in private with a lot of the staff, if they choose to do so. But we've already put a strict notice that for this event, it's not. There's nothing going to be ERP related. Yeah.
Well, the Discord that's linked has ERP.
Fair.
Change.
Yeah, fair. Yes.
Okay. All right. Well, yeah. I feel like a lot of these, the controversy around this is just crazy. Like, that is, I'm astonished to see how many people are talking about this, and it's completely blown out of proportion. I'm sure this is probably a surprise to you guys as well, right?
It was.
We didn't expect it to blow up like that. I mean, we expected a little bit, but not like that. And I think that we feel really bad, especially for some of our DJs, because they're getting so much hate right now, to the point that, I mean, they're really sad, and it just, we feel really bad about it, but we also hate that the community, has lashed out at them so bad like that.
Yeah, it's like they were effectively like, it's like you're the ones that really would be, I guess you could say, at fault, and they're getting hate for it. So yeah, I think that makes sense. Well, if you would want to say anything to the community or towards people that are critical of this and everything, what would you say?
I would say that we're sorry, and don't anybody else put up a billboard.
Yeah, don't ever do that again. We're not going to do that again. We've heard your messages loud and clear from the community. We're not going to do that shit again.
Great. And the beach bash is still happening, right?
We plan to still have it going on. The beach bash will still go. The DJs are still mostly for it. One of them was having massive reservations for it, and it's fair that we're not going to fault them, because this is their livelihood. We support them, we love them, we hope that they reach out to us and say, hey, just to kind of clarify on things, but the beach bash we still plan to have go on.
Great. All right. Well, I really appreciate you guys coming on. I do. Obviously, it's been a lot of criticism. I hope that I was fair as much as I could be in your mind, and I do really appreciate it. It takes a lot of balls to come out and actually talk about it and confront something like this. So I do appreciate you guys doing that. Thank you very much.
We appreciate you saying that you wanted to have this conversation. To be honest,
I think it's important to get both sides of things.
Yeah, you gave a lot of good questions, really tough questions, and I'm just hoping that our answers were satisfactory to the community, to you, to just lay the groundwork.
I think it's a learning experience for everybody, right? I mean, like, these things are kind of, it's uncharted territory. It's like Discord channels, copyright, billboards. It's like we're dealing in, a place that nobody's ever really been before. So I think that's what makes it so compelling.
Yeah. This is definitely a massive learning experience.
Yeah.
And I hope everyone looks at us as an example of what not to do in terms of billboards. Let Square Enix do all that themselves, because that is what they know how to do.
Yes, it is. I think that's very fair. So, yeah, guys, thanks a lot. I'm going to get back to my stream and everything, and I sure hope you're able to work everything out and the event's a success.
We appreciate it. I'm getting feed from staff saying Rain loves Asmongold. They just wanted to say that.
Oh, so tell them thank you very much. I appreciate it a lot. Thank you. Again, I hope everything goes well.
Yeah,
thank you.
Thank you.
All right.
Have a good stream.
See y'all later. Peace.
Peace.
Let's see here. All right, and a huge shout out to Attili, who's the one that that's the one that helped me set all this up. Like, huge shout out, like, hearts in chat for my mod. Yeah, I feel like were those acceptable questions? Was that fair? I think that I was relatively fair with everything, and all that stuff. People's always wilding out. Yeah, for sure. A short recap. I mean, it's basically, they did an event, it completely spiraled out of control, and there were a few ERP concerns, but for the most part, it's probably, what I really assume this is just, some people that play Final Fantasy tried to do an event, and they thought this would be a cool thing, and it spiraled out of control. I don't think that I think that the criticism is valid, especially the ERP stuff. I think it's completely valid, but I don't feel like it was malicious or intentional, if that makes sense. So I think that, yes, obviously it was bad, but it was not supposed to be bad, or it was not. They were not trying to. They were not trying to do something that was a bad thing, if that makes sense.